Vivek, where did Vivek sit? Okay. Vivek, could we start? Okay, done. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, it is nice to be back trying to mentor some of my fellow candidates who are yet to reach where I have possibly reached. So, firstly, a small introduction about myself. I am Dr. Akash. I am an IAS of the 2019 batch. I have been allocated Karnataka cadre, and presently I work as a CEO, the Chief Executive Officer of the Zilla Panchayat in Karnataka. So initially, because I'm visiting Delhi as well as Mussoorie. I was there in Mussoorie for the last 4 days for a brief short training course. I communicated with Vinay sir of Insights that I'd like to probably, if there are candidates who are willing to give one-to-one mock sessions, I'm willing to take that, because I have been taking it since the last 3 years. I should say that in 2021 CSE, I mentored somewhere around 94 candidates who gave their interview, and 2021 was also the year I was still fresh. I was still a trainee, and there were a lot of people who knew me, so a lot of them came forward. They attended, 94 of them, and out of them 39 cleared. And this is not a usual ratio. As you are aware, the ratio is 3:1 or less than that, 2.5:1. So 39, almost 40 of them out of 94 cleared. I don't take credit for that, it was their hard work. I take credit for spending time with them. I mean, I just feel happy to be a part. And last year as well, 2022, again I was able to mentor somewhere around 60 students, and the result was much better. Probably more serious candidates came, and out of 60, if I'm not wrong, 43 cleared with good scores. And one exercise which I really enjoy is predicting their marks. So I used to predict as to how much would you be able to get. So accuracy was also great. I just collect all this in the sense that their roll number, what they scored after the result, I just track, and I just assess my own performance. So the accuracy was more than 70% on both occasions, in the sense that if I take that any mock interview as such, I would say after the session, after the assessment, I would probably guess saying ki, for example, you'll get somewhere around 195 plus or minus 5, and after the result I do check. So some of them, as I said, somewhere around 70% of them would actually be there in that zone, because it can be assessed in the interview. It can definitely be assessed, but not completely, 70% as I'm saying. Vinay sir predicted that I would get a very good score, and it's a fun exercise, basically. Fun for us, but life for the candidates that's there. Okay, so I'll not bore you guys too much today. We've already started a little late. So for the candidates who are here, for the benefit of all of us, the primary intention that I'm here is interview. So I'll just ask you as to how many of you are going for interview this year? 1, 2. Okay, perfect. And how many of you have given mains until now? At least once. The interview guys, of course, yes, need not raise. Okay, so the rest of you want to give this year's attempt. I want to know how many of you are giving this year's attempt, 2023. Nahi de rahe. Okay. 2024. Okay, nice, done. So this will be beneficial for you also, okay, and I'll tell you why. So when I was preparing, even before prelims, things get boring. You know, it's very, very boring to sit for 10 hours, 12 hours in front of your book. If not in the class, if you're studying on your own in a study room or at your house, the only thing that that will be witnessing you, that will be observing you, is the wall against you, okay, opposite you. And so whenever it got boring, what I used to do was, even before prelims, so result ke baad, when I get into the rank list, when press people ask me as to how were you able to do it, what would be my response, I used to, like, casually, out of fun again, used to practice. I'll say this. It was so tough. I mean, you have to do this, you have to be dedicated and all that. I used to talk to the wall. So I would say the attitude of candidates here who are to give next year's exam or who are to give this year's exam should be that you're already, I mean, you should aim to be in the rank list and then start. Okay, if Messi thinks that chalo World Cup qualifiers hote hain pehle, World Cup actual finals in the sense the final tournament ke pehle qualifiers hote hain, chalo let me be a part of the team, let me be a part of this qualifiers and pre-qualifiers, that's okay. No, that wouldn't fulfill his dream. His dream would be, after winning the World Cup, when the press people ask me as to how did you do it, he should have an answer. Okay, so Messi probably starts from there, and then play finals, and then play the actual World Cup, and then say play the qualifiers, and then probably practice. Okay, so if you just start practicing and then say dekhte hain 3 mahine ke baad kya hoga, no, that will not take you to the destination. Your destination should be in the rank list mein aapka naam, uske baad you can start. So that is one. And as I said, rank list, so start preparing as to what to speak to the press people after you have cleared, and then hindsight mein start preparing with this as to what do I say when the interview board member or the chairman asks me as to why do you want to become a civil servant. Basic, fundamental, foundational question. Why? Why is Messi playing football? Why? I want to win the World Cup for my country. I want to win so many number of UEFA Champions League. Okay, Sachin, why do you play cricket? I want to win at least one cricket World Cup for my country. So why civil services? Also start practicing. No harm. Don't think that बहुत आगे सोच रहा हूँ, नहीं. And then the main part of this exam is the civil services mains exam. The name itself has it. So the main part of the exam is the mains exam. So work for mains exam as such. Work hard, work really, really hard. Because out of 2025 marks, a total of 2025 marks, if you take out 275, which is for personality test, the rest 1750, in percentage terms, how much does it comprise? 80-85%? Yeah? Okay. So this is your main game. Okay? So work as much as possible for mains. Let me reiterate, someone who scored average score in the interview, or say less than average, say 162 is considered to be an average score, right? The interview goers would know. 162 is considered an average score. So someone who scored just an average 162 got first rank. Ira Singhal madam, 2015 batch. Okay, so the main crux of this exam is the main exam. Concentrate on the main exam, and then And then it all drops down to the first screening level ka exam, the prelims exam. Of course, concentrate on your prelims. The last 2 to 3 months, okay, exclusively for prelims. Don't think of the interview, don't think of the press people and what do you want to say, just concentrate on the prelims, first 2 to 3 months. And mains also, I was talking to Vivek, so probably he's not here. So I was telling him, देखो पहले when I was giving my exam 2017, 18, 16, we used to get very good scores in mains. We used to clear mains easily, comfortably. Ajkal I see that many of you, most of you clear prelims, the ones who clear prelims, but mains mein you're faltering, scores have come down. And well before me, 2010, 11, 12, prelims was tough, very tough. Mains they could clear with good scores and everything. Now the average marks in mains has come down. They say the quality has come down. Why has it happened? I'll just clarify before even I start. Why has it happened is because most of you are doing something called passive learning, mostly. How many of you are registered to one or the other institutes for online courses? Offline to classes you'd be coming, if not for these classes, let's say COVID situation was there, all of you would have been registered, enrolled, and all of you by far, I'm pretty sure, would be following one or the other teacher या mentors online, an academy, YouTube, etc., etc. Pretty sure you'd be using many of these apps, websites, current affairs के लिए, newspaper compilations, current affairs compilations, etc., etc. And you're more comfortable understanding a complicated, say, economy ka concept online when someone teaches it than you yourself reading it, analyzing, assessing and understanding it. So reading a physical material, analyzing, understanding it is active learning. This used to happen in my time. It's not your fault, but still. And we used to practice writing a lot. I know Insights is one academy which emphasizes on writing a lot. So we used to write a lot. Why do we write? It's because in the mains exam, do we speak? Do we show our attitude? Do we show as to why we need to be inducted? Nothing. We are given a white paper, a pen that we take, write whatever, flow chart, diagram, bullet points, paragraphs, tables, doesn't matter how you're presenting. You're presenting on a white sheet of paper, and how creative could you get with that white paper is decided by how much of effort have you put in while practicing, okay, before you go to your mains. So that used to happen rigorously back then. Nowadays I see people, candidates barely doing writing, much of writing which is supposed to be done, okay. Prelims, again, because passive learning makes it easier for us. I saw one of you, a candidate was coming by the left, and is this in the second floor or first floor? Third floor, okay, sorry. So third floor, so while coming up, the gentleman who was standing beside me had opened this app. He was solving MCQs. He solved 3, 4, 5 MCQs, I guess, in this time. So things have gotten very, very easy. Prelims clear karna probably would be easy, but what next may become a little tough. So one takeaway point from here should be that practice writing as much as possible. What I used to do, write at least 1 or 2 issues every day, mandatory, at least 200 pages, 200 words every day. 200 words is for an average sized handwriting, 100 words can fit in one page. Even in the UPSC mains maybe, one page is 100 words usually on an average. So 2 pages at least. This I used to write apart from all the notes making, apart from all the other chores. This was dedicated to improvise, improve on my presentation skills. That I used to do, and you guys please do it. Okay? And you, both of you would be giving one-to-one mock interview, right? Okay, fine. So I'll not discuss too much about interview. I'll just give you inputs later. So before continuing and making this a boring monologue, let us have a dialogue, and whatever concerns that you have, personal, this preparation as such, anything for that matter, please you may raise and I'll try to address any concerns for that matter. Okay, so what do you expect from this session? Have someone forced you to be here? No. If they have not, what do you expect from this session? Could I start from here? Yeah. Please sit, please sit. Please sit. हाँ, बताइए. Proper approach for CSAT. Okay, that's a genuine query. Okay, I'll just note it down. And
Sir, how to get out of this exam cycle as soon as possible?
okay, fine. Nice question. Fundamental, foundational, and yeah, Afi. Huh. What do you expect from this session? What do you want to have while you walk out of this room?
Actually, at this point of time, I'm having this problem of focusing on things. Like I was giving test in the core batch. Now due to this like completion of the syllabus kind of thing, so this answer writing practice is completely gone. Now the more focus is on prelims test because I have failed in prelims last week. So how to get out of this? That I am having this kind of weird trauma. I might fail in prelims once again. What is the solution?
Okay, यहाँ से गाइडेंस ऐसा बन गया कि मुझे भगवान देखना है, कैसे देखना है जनरली, एनीथिंग स्पेसिफिक? ओके 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 फाइन. एंड यहाँ से ओके.
Insights for science and tech.
Science and tech. Okay. यहाँ से time management. Good. Okay. Last, the ones who came last. Okay, okay. Could you please repeat it again?
Sir, the questions asked in the last 2-3 years, specifically from environment and science and tech. Sir, उनको कोई proper course नहीं पता. बाकी static subject को हटा के ये वाले subjects हैं उसके
Okay, okay. Nice, good question. Anyone else? Last, वहाँ से? हाँ? Time management. Yeah, someone mentioned here. Okay, fine. So, your good name? Sorry.
Tushar.
Tushar. Could you come here, please? बहुत ठंड लग रहा है क्या?
Actually, ये मेरा metabolism rate.
Okay, okay. So I'll just have Tushar with me to answer some of these, address some of these concerns or queries, because he's giving his interview. Is this your first interview?
First means first interview.
First means first interview. Great. So he has already reached finals. So let's wish him all the best. Let him win the World Cup that he has dreamt of. Okay. So first thing is, why am I taking his help is because when I cleared this exam, the exam that I gave was in 2018, 5 years ago. So many things would have gone outdated. So I want him to address some of these questions. I hope it will help you.
Sure.
Yeah?
For my future.
Yeah. Yeah, so CSAT. Someone asked a proper strategy for CSAT. Yeah. You can use this.
First of all, may I know what your background is? Your background, graduation subject.
Biotechnology.
Okay, biotech. So you have no background of mathematics and all. Okay, after 12th itself, right? So what you can do, so have you done any basic course, of CSAT, mathematics, reasoning? Sorry? Of what? CSAT in Insights. Okay, Pratibha ma'am. Okay. So basically what I have followed that PYQs are most important in CSAT as well. Because there are 80 questions, 27 comes from reading comprehension and 53 comes from mathematics, quant and LRDI from this. LRDI mathematics, so 53:27 ratio is there. So what you can do is out of 27 reading comprehension, you can actually get around 22 to 25 right. So you can take an edge over there. Because mathematics, what they are doing, they are making it more complicated nowadays. What I have experienced in last 2 to 3 years. So you can take an edge by doing more comprehension within 1 hour. And remaining 1 hour, what you can do, there are 20 to 25 questions of mathematics, LRDI, which are like full toss. You can easily solve them. So, right. So you have done PYQ from 2015 to 2022? No, so you see why you are getting the answer wrong. What is the logic behind UPSC's reasoning? So you can check that. After eliminating 2 options, you might be eliminating 2 options, right? The confusion is between A or B, C or D. So just check what UPSC is basically giving the reasoning behind that particular answer. So this is basic what I have followed.
Okay, so I think he answered some of it. But again, fundamental gyan that I want to give is, especially for the ones giving this year's exam, what worked for me or what worked for my friends as well. When it is 2 to 3 months to go for your prelims, CSAT, preferably practice every day, okay, at least 1 hour. So I used to do it 1 to 2 hours every day, and preferably at the same time when you give your actual prelims ka exam in the afternoon. The most boring, the most sleepy time, you're expected to be the most active. So start practicing. Quit on your afternoon naps, okay? So 2 to 4 is the time post lunch, I'd say. Have it reserved for CSAT and do it persistently, continuously for at least 2 to 3 months, as I said, before you go for prelims. So nowadays it has gotten tough is what I have learnt, but still this mantra works, okay? CSAT ke question ho gaye, and how to break this cycle. Aapne pucha hai na? Okay, how to break this cycle? He has not yet broken it. Stand here. No, not yet. So he's about to. He's just a step away from breaking this cycle. So I have, thankfully, God's grace, mukti mila hai mujhe, mil gaya hai. So मैं बात कर सकता हूँ कि कैसे हो सकता है ये. So getting out of the cycle, firstly, let me tell you, be prepared for the worst. Only that can make you strong, okay? If you always are thinking of when is this coming to an end, then probably this thinking grows into pain, and you'll have to bear with pain every day. Mushkil ho jayega. No, that's not healthy, okay? So the solution is only this, that this hardship that you're going through may not end. However, you are strong enough to face more such hardships as well, or at least you will work on yourself to make yourself stronger, to ensure that you are ready, your body, mind and soul is ready to face as many such hardships. Okay, and the moment you get into the rank list, if you think that the race ends, no, sorry. Okay, tomorrow when you're in the field, at times you will be expected to work for say 10-12 hours. You'll be expected to work. Now to you're all alone, reading comfortably, having your cup of coffee, chai, pani, khane ke liye bhi, which you're doing comfortably, I should say. Tomorrow, when you're in the field, you work for at least 10 to 12 hours. And there is no scope, there is no room for saturation. There is no room for fatigue. Mental fatigue or physical also. There is no room, there is no scope. So just prepare yourself and make yourself stronger and stronger. Yahi hai mukti. Even if I am to face more hardship tomorrow, I am ready to do it. Okay? So this has relieved me of all my concerns, pain, ye sab, stress and everything. Because the worst is yet to happen or is yet to come. Worst in the sense, in terms of the hardship, is yet to come. So it's okay, I am preparing myself for that. So don't think of attaining mukti या फिर इस cycle से बाहर आना. Just know that you are going to come out for sure one day. Okay, just make yourselves stronger mentally as well. And someone asked me, third question, focus, and I have this fear of failure of prelims especially, so how should I focus? This again, you can answer.
What was the question? Like how to overcome the failure of prelims? Like, किसने पूछा था ये question? Okay, you failed in CSAT only too. Sir has already given the answer of CSAT and how to overcome the failure of prelims. You can overcome like by studying more, practicing more. Like you have to stop overthinking about the failure. What's done is done. There is one poem by Harivansh Rai Bachchan, Jo Beet Gayi So Baat Gayi. You must have heard about it as well. So just stop thinking about that, move forward, practice more. So that is the basic mantra. Because I myself have failed last two prelims. And this was my first main, so just stop thinking about that, thinking in the positive direction and just that, nothing else.
Okay. So it seems that he's already ready. ये क्या poems, mantra ये सब बोल रहा है अभी, so he's already so he's all set to give this interview to a press person already, and I can see that you have this confidence is very important. Okay, so even the first concern or doubt that you were addressing, you were very confident. Great. So fear of failure and focusing again. Okay, I know this is very tough, and see, focus our attention again. This is our bodies. We are not machines. Let's say that I set my machine to work for 15 hours, not 1 second less, not 1 second more. If it is a machine, it will definitely work, and if the engine is working well, if it is oiled well, it will definitely work for 15 hours, not 1 second less, not 1 second more. But we are not machines. We are humans after all. Okay, there are some people who actually work like machines. To be honest, we have seen them. We have seen them work. We have seen them study hard, toil hard. Yet in the end, they may have not cleared the exam. You have such examples, many of them. 4 times apparently this person gave interview, 5 times he gave his mains, 6 times he gave his mains, he could not clear the level of mains. We know such people. It's not that they are not intelligent enough, it's not that they are less deserving, just that it didn't happen for them. Okay, despite them working like machines. So let's firstly understand that we are humans, and English there's a saying, make hay while the sun shines. Okay, so basically you are able to concentrate and say you have this focus, attention, you're able to work happily. It all depends on to the extent of the right hormones that are there in your body, the right enzymes, the right chemicals, neurochemicals, etc. that are there in the body. Not everyone will have the same serotonin levels. Let's say some has the, for instance, level 100 ka serotonin levels. He'll be working at his optimum level. Someone else has only, like, say 50. Okay, so 50 levels of serotonin. He'll not be able to work with the same efficiency, with the same focus and attention. So the only choice that this guy with a level of 50 of serotonin in his body has is only to study when the levels are at its best, when it is not 0, when it is not 10. So when you are able to focus, when you're, आपको पता चलता है कि I am able to read, I am not distracted, my mood खराब नहीं है, okay, you're there in that right mindset. Read as much as possible, study as much as possible. When you get bored, saturated, not at all. This book looks nauseous. कभी कभी हो जाते हैं, बहुत बार, many a times. So ask me, I have given this exam 6 times. It was in my last attempt that I cleared. Okay, so failure, yes, it may happen, but we are not giving this or preparing for this exam to face failure. We are preparing to clear this exam. The only thing that we can do is put in that effort, but be practical. When your body, mind is not able to do it, don't press for some time, but when it reaches a level, an optimum level, don't press further. Okay, that's the only mantra. And whatever that makes you happy, okay, this is valid, this is important. Dopamine, serotonin, ये सब important है. So when things that make you happy, if you're doing such things, it'll ensure that there are more happy, so-called happy hormones that are released in your body. You will be able to come back and do it. So breaks इसीलिए are very important. Okay, and our mind can't concentrate at its fullest for more than, say, the research says 50 minutes, 40 minutes, okay, 45 minutes, not more than that. So just don't push yourselves too hard. Okay, that is one thing that I want to say. Then prelims ka strategy. So this is a big thing. आपने पूछा इस question को. It's a huge thing, but I am giving this challenge to you to make it as brief as possible and tell it, say, in 2 minutes. Time starts now.
For prelims, basically, we have to identify the main areas from which the questions are being asked every year. Like, in my opinion, there are 4 areas: polity, economy, environment, including geography, because from geography, there are no as such technical question in prelims. There are more of map side question, if you see, and agriculture is a separate topic. So polity, economy, environment, including agriculture and geography, and the last one is science and tech. So focus on these 4 areas, and in science and tech especially, you have to identify the themes. Like from biotechnology, every year a question or 2 has been asked. So just focus on these areas and practice PYQs as much as possible, because the language of the coaching test series cannot be up to the level given by the UPSC. So that is the main key point that you have to look for. Because in coaching, what they try to do, they just basically give any question whatsoever. But UPSC has a standard. Because UPSC is making paper for the people who are basically affording the coaching and the one who is basically reading in the village. Basically, they do not have any resources. They just read the basic NCRTs or standard book. So just go for the PYQs as much as possible. Grasp the language. So this is the basic what I did for prelims.
Okay. So you managed it well. 2 minutes से 20 seconds elapse हो गया. Okay, fine. So prelims के लिए, as he was mentioning, so I would say 3 things for prelims. One is previous year's questions. 10 साल का है अभी, नया pattern का, 2013 से लेके 2022 तक, 10 years previous year's questions. So just what do you say? Test yourself. How many of you have written last year's prelims exam? Okay, great. So you have checked the answer keys also, correct? आपको पता है कि कहाँ wrong हुआ आपका? What went right? Now, today, go back. Take that same question paper just to put yourself under a test, a small test. Try to answer all 100. You know what were the right answers because you checked. But will you be able to get all 100 right? VV? No, impossible. So, despite writing those exams, failing those exams, I used to give the same previous year's paper ek aur baar while preparing for prelims. And I am seeing to my own startle that I am not getting a score of more than 130, 135, 140. It's like a paper leak ho gaya hai. And you're expected to get 150, I'm not able to get 150. So this being the case. So this being the case, working to the tune, to the expectation of UPSC is important, and that you can do with previous year papers. And why do I say this? You're going to play a cricket match, leather ball ka cricket match. It is better always to practice with a leather ball. You always practice with plastic ball, tennis ball, ye, wo, and finally face the leather ball, you will not be able. So face it as much as possible. 10 as much yahan hai, 10. All 10 papers, be thorough with it. Number 1, previous year's papers. So number 2, ideally, one test series, thoroughly, okay, thoroughly, judiciously, religiously, just one test series. Okay, if you're not satisfied, you see that the person sitting beside you in the study hall is doing 3-4, and you'll be of the perception that he may crack it easily, and what if it goes wrong for me? So this tendency would be there to do more test series, ideally 1, maximum 2, not more than that. And number 3, ये prelim special materials आता है, okay, insights, prelim special and other 365 वो ये. So इनमें भी one thoroughly, judiciously, religiously, repeat it, revise it, and if you're not satisfied, maybe one more, okay, not more than that. These 3 things you do, and revise whatever that you have read already, NCRTs हो, अपने आप का खुद का notes हो, just revise. So last 3 months should be as much as possible revision. And don't forget, you are not just preparing for prelims with this. Do you read world history for prelims? Nahi. Do you read ethics, integrity app? Nahi. So essay, usually you don't practice in this last 2-3 months. But what you're doing actually and consciously is you're preparing for GS 1, 2, 3. So after your prelims, before mains, what is suggested to you is to concentrate more and mostly on ethics, essay and optional subject. So abhi nahi kar rahe ho, and don't be of the guilt that, oh, I'm not working for mains. No, you're thoroughly 100% you're working for mains. Okay, and this will actually, okay, I'll not answer this. So this is what, you're already preparing for 750 marks while you're preparing for 200 marks. Okay, prelims ka. So have that, keep that in your mind. Okay, so these 4 queries we have tried to address, and could we have you on stage, and you may go back, sit. And your good name? Ishani. Okay. So guys, Ishani is also here. She is giving her interview. Is this your first interview?
Yes.
Great. Nice. So someone has asked me a question ki, how do you stay motivated? You asked me this question. How do you stay motivated? This is one question. You may please answer this question. हो गया ना?
Did you ask this? Which attempt of yours is this? So you're already feeling a bit fatigued, is it like that? See, few issues you should completely forget. The competition, the syllabus, the time. These things don't matter. Start every day afresh. Either you follow some channel on YouTube that's giving you motivational quotes. Trust me, these things do work. Just have a strategy every day, have a routine every day. Wake up early on time or sleep on time and do things properly. You can also do some test series to give you a sense of achievement that you can do. Philosophically, I think you can take up some sort of channel or someone who helps you keep motivated. You can watch Topper Talks and all of these things also. They do help you give a direction. But first step is to forget the competition, the time, the syllabus, how much I haven't done. They don't matter. Each day is fresh and you can do it. You can wake up. I have also given a lot of attempts. I did not clear my first prelims. It was very difficult, as someone mentioned. Maybe there's a fear of failure, but it is possible. You know, just keep studying, keep a strategy intact. Please don't have views about this person's doing something, ye nahi ho raha. You're wasting a lot of your energy, which is not useful there. So my advice to you would be this. I hope it helped you.
Okay. So how to stay motivated? See, when you watch, when you get this energy from outside, we call it inspiration. Whatever that comes from within is motivation. Inspire from outside. So inspiration always is temporary. But you are the one who is supposed to stay motivated for long. So it's a huge responsibility to stay motivated. And for that to happen, to stay motivated forever, your mission, the goal that you want to reach, you should stick to it so hard that you should not be able to, you should not have the time or scope to think of anything else other than reaching this destination. That should be very, very hard. That is why I asked you guys, why do you want to become a civil servant? Was strong why will definitely drive you till that point. Okay. And thank you, Ishani. And next question someone asked me here is the strategy for science and tech and also environment. Okay. Environment ecology. Okay. I want you to respond.
Did you ask this? Science and tech and environment. Right. So one of the issues as to why this is very dynamic, because it is very current affairs based mostly. So I suggest you look at the previous year questions, perhaps divide them into two categories. One which is completely factual. Can you apply it from NCERT or basic understanding of physics, chemistry, bio? Very factual questions I can do. Take a call in the exam. Can I do it? Will I get the +2? Other questions are very dynamic, current affairs based. You need to start revising, like he said, the current affairs booklets and keep re-revising them. Pick up some semblances of concepts from there and apply it. I suggest you divide these two. My strategy was to follow these current affair magazines and newspapers. Of course, and like he mentioned, there are some themes also that keep repeating. Biotechnology, computer sciences, for example, these cycles, phosphorus cycle, nitrogen cycle, these things do keep coming. Previous year questions is your bedrock. Once you start looking at it, segregate the content, the topics, they will be repeated usually in one way or another. Associate them with current affairs. I hope this is understandable. Does that make sense?
It is about to. Okay. Yes. So was it satisfactory? Huh? Yes. So science and tech and environment ecology. So you said mostly it is current affairs based. It is mostly dynamic. There is no one single source that you can rely on. Actually, it is true. Don't see it from the prelims perspective. Okay. First. Hack to answer this. First hack is don't see science and tech and environment ecology from the prelims perspective. See it from the mains perspective. And for mains, science and technology, specifically science and technology, do you read anything for mains? No, actually no. So, and environment ecology also, apart from say Shankar IAS Academy ka wo book hai, That is also not guaranteed that you will get questions from there. Okay, not guaranteed, not at all. So if someone asks me for specifically for science and tech and then environment ecology, there is no single source that one can read, and this may to some extent include art and culture as well. So read from the mains perspective. How do you do it? Again, no single source. Current affairs. You have to be incessant. You have to be dedicated. Okay, and every day, as I think I didn't mention this, 2 hours at least for current affairs, dedicated, and this should happen. Ideally, this should happen even the day before your prelims as well, because you are reading newspaper not to just clear prelims in this journey, to be there in the rank list, correct? To clear mains with a good score, right? So ideally speaking, with 1 week, 1 day to go to prelims also, I know people who have read newspaper thoroughly, okay? So practically speaking, at least with say, I read the newspaper thoroughly with current affairs notes until I was 2 weeks to go for my prelims. So that you keep doing, and science and tech, environment, ecology, and even art and culture ka questions also, your queries would be addressed, okay? And time management. Someone asked me about time management. So would you like to?
Who asked about time management? Yes. Ma'am, even I've had a problem with time management. None of my schedules were on time. My to-do lists were always overflowing. So time management is a concern. I suggest you block your day, like sir said, with current affairs 2 hours of CSAT exactly in the afternoon and these slots. Since we have a few months to go for prelims, perhaps you can revise polity, modern history a bit more. Keep every day maybe an hour and a half for each slots. This is something I did the run up to these the prelims, and then on the other days of the week, maybe weekly you can segregate, or perhaps days of the week for important subjects. Remaining you can do economics, just the formulae, the concepts, budget, and all of these things will help you. Economic survey, budget, yes, is also important. Schemes are essential. Art and culture also important. These are factual things. I suggest you focus on these important topics as we go to the prelims. And current affairs, environment and science and tech will be handled in those 2 hours. This is what I wanted to say.
Okay. Yes. You may please sit now. Okay, so thank you, Ishani. And time management, let me add something to this as well. There is a 1 hour 28 minutes ka video. 2019 May, when I cleared my exam, I was asked to give a session on how to prepare. I gave it in Bangalore, and there is a video in YouTube wherein I stress mostly on this time management and planning as to how and why it is important. So basically, many of you are here planning to give next year's exam, right? 2024. When is the calendar of events for next year out yet? No. So it will be in the month of say July ke baad. I think it will be out. It will come. So next year, usually the practice by UPSC is that last Sunday of May month is reserved for prelims, CSE prelims, last Sunday of May month. So next year, last Sunday would be probably 26th or 27th, if I'm not wrong, okay, of May 2024. Now we are in February month, 10th February. So 10th February 2023 to 27th May 2024. We have March, April, May. We have roughly 15 months to go, correct? 15 months. So the ones who are giving next year's exam should ideally know what you will be doing in the 14th month, in the 13th month, okay, in the 12th month as well. So this is important. This we call long-term perspective planning. Very, very important, because it gives you a direction. And for the ones who are giving this year's exam, I think 100 more days. How many more days to go? 106. Oh, calendar hai kya? So 106 more days to go. So ideally, we have say 3.5. So we have in these 3.5 months, last 15 days ko chhod do. So apart from that, the rest 3 months, ideally you should know what you will be doing at least in every week of these 3 months, the ones giving this year's exam. Okay, and post exam, after prelims exam ke baad 15 days, just leave it. Okay, just leave it as resting time. 15 days is gone, but apart from that, you will have at least 3 months before your mains. So you should ideally know as to what you will be doing in these 3 months as well. Okay, perspective planning. And then this medium term, this month what you will be doing, February month, or 18 days are left, 18 days more is left. So you should actually plan out every week of this month. So we are in the second week, third and fourth, stick to that plan. And then immediate term, today what you will be doing. Okay, it should have been there in your weekly schedule plan already. So just try to implement whatever you've planned for this week and especially for this day. My small tip for you guys is break your day. I used to sit average 12 hours a day that I used to study when I was exclusively preparing for the exam. So it's 12 hours mein 1 hour. My reading speed is 100 pages per day. This is apart from the newspaper, current affairs ke alawa bhi 100 pages per day. So ideally, if I hold Lakshmikant book in 6 days time, I should have finished 600 pages, and that book is 600 odd pages, I guess, correct? So 1 week, barring Sunday, I am ideally finishing Lakshmikant book. So my target is just 100 pages for today. Okay, and my target is, I have 12 hours and my target is just 10 pages this hour. So if I'm starting at say 4 o'clock now, after a break, by 5 I should have read just 10 pages. That's it. So, and I would have marked small paper chitti mein 4 to 5, so and so page number se so and so page number tak. Yeah, and just take it out every time you achieve it. So small small achievements in a particular day will help you sustain. Break it as small as possible. There is a saying again in English, you can't eat an elephant which is in your way, a dead elephant in your way all at once. You should chop it, break it into smaller pieces, take some time, but you will definitely able to eat and then ensure that it is out of your way. Okay, so this you should be doing. Someone who had doubt in time management. Okay, so I just asked them to put this picture just before I conclude to tell you as to how you can sustain, and someone who asked me motivation. Okay, so ye dekhiye, I've in this picture, this is I studied from Bangalore Medical College. So when we graduated in 2013, this was a slam book that we presented to ourselves. Slam book, aapko pata hai. So in this slam book, there are a set of questions that the ones who were part of that club, they had for all of us. So one such question is, in 2013, what do you see yourself as 10 years from now? And my response could have been anything, but I was quite clear then. So I have written a civil servant in a cool place anywhere in India. Okay, this was what I had written in 2013. And now, this was 2013, exactly this time, February. March was when I graduated. January and February were those questions that were distributed to us and we had to respond. And 10 years later, exactly this time, this is a section of the order that we received. You can see the date also, 1/1/2023. I have been posted as Chief Executive Officer of the Zilla Panchayat Kodagu, okay, in Karnataka. And 10 years from 13, 10 years down the line, if I see myself, have I reached what I had written in 2013? Have I reached there? Technically, yes, I have. And literally, yes, I should say, because I have written a cool place and Kodagu happens to be the coolest place in Karnataka. So I have reached what I dreamt of, and I have declared it. So I declared it with a lot of hesitation, with a lot of self-doubt and everything, but still some courage it took. But I did it, and thankfully God's grace, I am there wherever I wanted to be. And before this, if I have to take you to 2018, okay, midway when I was 2018, same time, let's say March, February 2018, okay, where was I? Have I reached my destination, whatever that I have declared? No, I had not. 2018, I had just applied for my last attempt, okay, my last remaining attempt. And all through 2013, I just passed out, didn't know ABC about UPSC, but still had this bad courage and gave this prelims without preparation. Some of you are, I am surprised and very happy also at the same time to see that you guys are thinking of planning to give next year's exam, 2024 ka. You have that boldness. I didn't have. Passed out in March month, May month mein prelims exam tha. And in the March month itself, I think the applications were out and I applied, gave the exam, of course failed. And to be honest, I don't even know if I failed that exam. I was so not serious back then that I did not even keep or maintain that hall ticket. So when the results came, I did not know. Back then, I was not even following this mail inbox and everything so keenly. And 2013 May, if I'm not wrong, I applied at a bank. We used to apply. The application forms used to be given in a bank. So I just gave it there. I just dropped it. I don't remember if I had written my mail ID also in that, probably phone number. And I don't even remember my roll number. So when the results came, okay, probably I would have failed. Did not even check, could not even check. That was the level of seriousness. But time taught a lot of lessons. 5 years, then my last only attempt remaining, I had to do something. And yes, I just stuck to the idea. I did not leave it. So that is how, and that is why probably it was God's will that I cleared my last attempt successfully and finally. And I say God's will because there are a lot of people who were studying along with me, even harder, okay? And they could not get through, and I got through. Not that I'm intelligent, I was just the chosen one. And 2018 ka prelims, 2019 results came in the month of April. April 5th was the result. And then 2 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later, if I'm not wrong, marks aya, prelims ka bhi. Okay, and that year, cut-off marks, GS1 only. So cut-off marks was 98 prelims ka. And guess how much I scored? My last attempt. With all ambition, I have written something there. Guess what was my prelim score? 98. One question wrong. Just one question wrong. I wouldn't be here giving this all big lecture. So that is why I say that it is God's will that I cleared my last attempt. And the only credit I can give with respect to me is persistence. That's the only thing, the only credit that you can give to yourself. Just give it. If you're really serious about this exam, this journey, this service, stick to it, and you will stick to it. And the results are great. It is at times surprising. At times I feel as if I'm giving this lecture in a dream or sorts. Okay, so that is it. And any other doubts, any other queries that you guys have, you may ask. or else I'll proceed with one-to-one mock interview. We can start, I guess, in another 5-10 minutes there. Okay, sure. Any other doubts? Anything else? Okay, I think, madam, we can conclude.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So if you have any doubt particular, you can talk to sir after this class. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.